different today than 10 years ago. So I actually think it's a better idea today than it was. The obvious lesson is community. I think on top of everything that Mark just said, and I'm not going to repeat any of it, but that's the data that pushed us into being as interested as we were in this category. But on top of all of that, for a lot of time, I think a lot of people argued. Howard Schultz used to say Starbucks is the third place. I remember once having an argument with him. I told him WeWork is the third place. He was like, Starbucks is the third place. Well, I think the first place turned out to be the third place. I think the home is the most important thing. I think COVID taught us that. I think you can take your work into your home, but you can't take your home into your work. And that's affecting a lot of change. Also, to put a little numbers behind what Mark is saying, 70% of 35-year-olds and youngers are currently renters. They don't actually buy. And this number is not because of the interest rates that have been going up over the past 6 to 10 months. This is a number from 12 months ago. And we believe that that number is actually only going to grow. So 70% are renters. You said it's a big piece of their spend. It's about a third of their total wallet. So you have this huge asset class, largest in the world. 70% of its users are renters. It's a third of their spend. And yet they're not getting an experience that is actually up to par. Not to talk about the financial. You mentioned, Mark, that they're not creating any equity, and they're not creating any equity. And when you put those two things together, you see a real challenge. And what it's going to do, and we're already seeing it, people are starting to work where they live and not just live where they work. And therefore, you're starting to see these movements between cities. And you can even say, without becoming too political, but we're in the heart of politics, maybe some of the results in midterms now showed Democrats that were actually traveling to new cities and moving to different places. A lot of things are shifting. And the way we live has an opportunity right now to change, because I think if we weren't clear about it before, how important the home is, everybody's reminded. And a great home and a great experience, an elevated experience, is more important than ever before. And then work has to accommodate. And Mark and I actually see the world a little differently about what is every company going to be a remote company or in-person company? But the answer is obviously hybrid of the two. And as you think through, well, how am I going to solve work? And how am I going to solve the future of the way people live? What I see is an opportunity to really affect that change. And it's exciting that we're in DC, because this is one of the places where opportunities like this become a reality.